Hi, my name is Chris Coles, and I'm the president and owner of Absolute Shower Doors, Mirror and Glass. We at Absolute cover the New York State, tri-state area, including Manhattan and Long Island. And the purposes of the video today is to aid in our training of our installers and technicians, as well as help other people in this industry learn how to properly install frameless glass hardware, mainly the hinges, onto a door. The reason we're doing this is because a lot of service calls we go on jobs that were done by others, the problem is that the door has settled over time, maybe a year, 2 years, sometimes immediately. The reason for this is because the hinges are not being properly installed. So we're going to show you how this goes. For one thing, you have to start, you need to determine where the top of the door is and where the bottom is, where the inside and the outside is. So the way we do that is these are very specifically measured down to the 32nd of an inch, very precisely. And then we do the engineering in-house with an AutoCAD software specific to the shower door industry, which generates an engineering sheet like this. It tells you the layout of the enclosure and the spacing and tolerances and the way that it's supposed to include the sweeps and seals and so on. And then it spits out, it also generates this glass cut sheet, which we provide, the very same day send to our fabricators. And then about 6 days later, we get the glass in here, and then we usually have the hardware already in stock. So you can see on this one, the top is narrower than the bottom. That's because the wall of this shower area is out of plumb, so we cut the glass out of square to accommodate it. So there is an up and a down, and we have determined already that I'm on the bottom of this door and the inside is facing up. That's important to know because when you're mounting your hinges, you always want the screws on the inside. This particular enclosure is one of our lines called the Deus line. This is the Deus Extreme, meaning that it has no channels on it, no header on the top of it, just clips and no other hardware. So there's two thicknesses basically of heavy glass. There's 3/8 and the thicker glass, which is 1/2 inch. Today we're working with 3/8 glass. Now, any hinge manufacturer sends two different types of gaskets. A thin gasket like what you're seeing on your left and a thicker one that you see on your right. You can see that this one's a little thinner. When we're using the thinner glass, 3/8, we want to use the thicker gasket. And when you're using the thicker glass, you want to use the thinner gasket, okay? So now what a lot of companies do, I've even seen in another instructional video on YouTube, saying to take the hinge and set it into the notch in your glass and center it so you can adjust this up or down. That is a huge mistake. This should always be up as far as it can go, so that when this door is mounted to the wall and the screws are in the wall here, that this glass is resting down on the hinge. I'll explain to you why that's so important in a minute. But so you got the gasket on your hinge here, you set that up into your notch, and then you set your other gasket in here like so. And then you want the hinge, like I say, all the way up towards the top of the glass, because the glass wants to rest down on the hinge. Then you get your cover plate. All the products, all these hinges and hardware we use is solid brass. The best quality you can get. This particular finish is brushed nickel. So then you get your plate. I don't know. So then we get one drop is another thing we do on the hinge screw. This prevents it from ever backing out. So blue Loctite on the screw keeps it from coming out. It avoids another service call, which becomes frustrating to our customers and very inconvenient. And we just like to avoid any of that if possible. So now, before you tighten these down, you want to make sure that the hinge plate is flush with the edge of the glass, okay, and all the way up. Then you get these screws snugged up a little bit. You make sure you're in the right place where you need to be. Snug that one, and then we moose it down a little bit. We'll goose that one down a little bit, and that's it. This hinge is not going to go anywhere. Now, why is it so important that it's all the way up in the notch, because the door will never need to be adjusted down. You just don't need to, and this is why. We set our door, when we're setting it up for the holes in the jamb to mount the hinges, on 2 pieces of 7/16 inch cushion block. 7/16 is exactly what you need for the sweep that's going to go on the bottom of this. We put a deflector sweep on the bottom of every door, and that looks like this here. So it clips onto the bottom of the door. It's a clear acrylic sweep, so you can deflect the water into the shower, and on the bottom of it is a double sweep. This literally sweeps across the bottom of your curb, so it can make a nice seal and keep water from bouncing out. That 7/16 is always guaranteed, because when we're setting the door up and marking the holes on the wall for the hinges, it's sitting on 2 7/16 blocks. The door must never go lower than that. That's why we make it impossible for it to do that. These hinges will never go out, the way we install them, will never go out of adjustment. We also like to do these in-house. We like to do everything in our shop. It's much better to do this type of thing in a controlled environment, so we're not turning your bathroom into a shop while we're there, leaning things on walls and so on. It also lessens site time and inconvenience to our customers, so all around it's a good thing. I hope that today's demonstration is helpful to you, so that you can provide a better service to your customers. If anybody watching this would like some more information, or needs some information or help or advice on your bathroom project, specifically your shower project, please feel free to give us a call. Even if you're outside our working area, we'd be happy to talk to you and answer any questions that you might have. Well, keep a lookout for future videos, and the next one that we'll be doing is we'll show you how this gets installed in an actual bathroom. For now, let's go into our showroom. We'll show you what our Deus X line looks like. This particular one is 1/2 inch Starfire glass. Starfire glass is a more clear glass. It's had the iron content removed from it, much like crystal versus a regular wine glass. That takes out the real green hue that you get from regular clear glass. This is a panel door, panel notched for a buttress wall, and then a return buttress panel. This one's to simulate a steam enclosure. So if you have a steam generator, steam sauna, you can close this up, get a nice steam in there. Of course, it would go up to a ceiling or a soffit and be sealed nice. And when you're done steaming, you want to vent it out, you open that up, and then you can vent out your shower. Well, thank you so much for joining Absolute Shower Doors today. We hope to be hearing from you soon. And again, any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.